Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record weekly review special for Week 9 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I brought in 3,705 points, almost a 1,000-point drop from last week, but we did have a couple of games that started new seasons and a new game to the channel that replaced one of the old scores. So 3 fresh starts is the reason for that drop. Otherwise, I actually scored pretty well this week. The best round score was last week's 4,648. We're a bit shy of that. Current virtual best, only a small drop despite the new game appearing on the channel, 4,832. And the all-time virtual best actually does see a pretty decent rise of about 150 points to 7,238. Breaking down the 10 games individually, PCM 19 career, new season, 51 points. Last week we were at the current record of 737, so there's the main reason for the drop in points. In the Pro Cyclist mode, Stage Racer, 533 points. That's a big jump. The 482 record was from last season. We just topped that, and we're still very early in the year, just getting ready to start the Tour de France. So it's July. There's a lot of season to go, a lot of points to be had, especially in the Tour. In FM20 Zero to Hero, making our way through the current season. I slowed this season down compared to recent seasons, as I'm kind of at the next stage of our evolution, and that's taken a little bit of time to happen. It's starting to speed back up, though, now as we push through the rest of this current season. Surviving the Aftermath, done. Playthrough, done. We end at 643 points, surpassing last season's total, the Update 3 total of 492. Reason for it? I've done everything there is to do. We have 100% of the research done. We've built everything there is to build. There's nothing left in-game to do besides using the specialist to go out and gather more resources. But there's nothing new to accomplish, and so there was no real point in going any further. So I'll probably skip Update 5, but I'll might bring it back to the channel here at some point before we get to full release. That game still has plenty to do, plenty to come, but I think it's going to take 2, maybe 3 more updates before there's enough new things to bring me back into that game. Rebel Inc., Rebel Incorporated, 640 points. Brutal is tough. I've beaten Brutal now. That's why we have that 880. But I'm debating. I might be done with that series. Honestly, I don't enjoy that game. To be honest with you, it's not that fun to me. It is initially for a while, but after a while, just doesn't have the flair. But the only reason why I'm still playing is it's one of the more viewed games on the channel. And, I am trying to grow the channel. And if it's what you want, it's what I provide. I don't hate it or anything, so I don't mind doing it. But the numbers are dropping off. So I think the newness of the game has worn off. And especially now that I have beaten Brutal, suddenly the views have dropped off. It's like, okay, you did what you needed to do, you did what you came to do, and I kind of feel the same. So I think I might be moving on from that one. But we'll see for sure. Maybe it'll stick around. But I do have one new series already started this week. I'm starting another one any day now. I'm doing a little mini-series this week. I think there's enough to see that one out. But also, Transport Fever 2, 460 points. And as much as I want to keep that going, and I'm going to play it myself off camera, I don't know. There just isn't enough attention. And keeping a regular schedule for that one, not the easiest. I might record and post some random videos here and there for that. And go again. Maybe not. So kind of both of those games are on the ropes and we'll see if something continues. But the current playthrough is done. I finished everything there is to finish achievement-wise on the current run, other than one or two things that would just drag it out further, and no point doing that. So it's time to start again, and I may do that on camera. I may do that myself. DraftKings Sports Pro Basketball 2020, 126 points, pushing on into late season. We're almost to the playoffs, and I'm still iffy on whether we're going to make the playoffs or not this season, even though the team is better. But I've got that big hole at small forward that I really need to address going forward. PCM18 retired. Broken Lines, there's our new game. So Broken Lines, World War II, it's cross between turn-based and real-time strategy, tactical RPG. It is a lot of fun. Graphics are really nice in that game. It's indie developer, so great title from them. Really enjoy that one so far. So scoring, pretty simple. 50 points for every mission that I accomplish, minus 10 points for every time we take a knockdown, minus 25 points every time we take a death. I do have a points cap of 750. I don't know how many missions there are in the game. It's brand new. That information's not out there. I may come up short on how many missions there are, but I have a feeling there's a good amount of missions to finish. It feels like the campaign has a decent amount of length to it. Could be wrong. Indie developer like this put a lot of time and effort into making this thing happen, but so many maps, so many missions could be hard for them. I don't know. So it could surprise me, and it could come up short, and then I might have to go back and tweak it again, especially if I enjoyed it enough to go and play it on the hardest difficulty. So there's definitely some ifs, but what I'm going with, 50 points per mission, which would then assume something about 20 missions for the overall campaign. Who knows if that's actually the case or not. FM 20, 543 points, 4 more points, a win, a draw, getting really close to the end of the season, and really close to possible promotion to the Premier League, or at least playoff position. I think we're more likely looking like a playoff position. All-time virtual best side, the big mover was Surviving the Aftermath in its final episode. It gets to 643 points, jumping from 10th to 8th place. FM, of course, gained a few points, but that now puts me at all 10 games above 500, meaning they're over 50% completion. I like that. Also, jumping 2 spots from 13th to 11th on the outside looking in, but also going above that 500 threshold is the Stage Racer. Just 10 points shy. We're in the Tour de France, so I'm not going to score a lot of points unless I win some stages along the way. So it could be a handful of weeks, but guaranteed that one's going to crack the top 10. Transport Fever jumps 3 spots, but this was the last week for it, potentially, so it might actually jump off the list. Pro Basketball still in 30th. That's a big jump, but I'm under 10 games right now, so kind of for the first time, I am seeing some lower end games that are just way down the list. On the record side of the virtual best, I move up 6 spots from 84th to 78th with those nearly 150 points scored. From that, I move ahead of Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Israel, Haiti, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kuwait, up into that 78th spot. Next up, records from Nigeria, Fiji, and the Philippines. Like I said, they are much more tightly packed than before, and we'll continue to rise up this list relatively quickly going forward when points are scored. That's going to do it for this review special. You might have noticed that I've got the new graphics up. I've been working hard to improve the graphics here on the channel of late, and I'll do more when I can. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye for now.